my name's James. I've just finished university. My last year I was the chairman of Sheffield Hallam Cycling Club. When I first got into cycling, I just bought the bike as is. No sort of special shoes or pedals and things, but it's fine just to ride around like that whilst you get into the sport. And then gradually I bought shoes, pedals, a pair of bib shorts, and then from that jerseys and things. So you don't need to go out and buy all the gear straight away and spend loads and loads of money. Yeah, so I was really impressed with it. My first ever bike was an aluminium frame, so it's nice to get back to something sort of familiar like that. It really depends on what kind of riding you're doing, but this is a really good sort of general all-purpose frame. The double butting is so it's thicker at the joints and then thinner along the tube profiles. So at the joints where you really need it to be stiff, that's where the bike's more likely to flex. So getting all the weight around there, that'll keep it stiff so you can get maximum power transfer. And then it's thinner in sort of tube profiles, so that keeps the weight down. We've been riding it around the Peak District where there's lots of hills. So it's aluminium, that helps with that because it keeps the weight down. But then also you've got some really fast descents. You don't want a really light bike that's really nervous and twitchy. That's going to lead to, you're going to feel uncomfortable on the descents or too nervous, then you're more likely to make a mistake. So having like a good weighty frame underneath you, well not weighty, but solid underneath you, it really helps give you confidence in what you're doing. So it gives you more confidence to go around corners quicker, to really push yourself, get the most out of the bike. The Achieve uses carbon forks, so they're a lot lighter. It keeps the weight down, so when you're climbing it's much better. They're good at dampening the road, maybe not as good as the steel, but they still do a really good job. But the benefit is worth it for having a lighter bike than taking a bit more of the buzz. So having a seat post that's not too stiff that you get all the vibration through the road, but at the same time it's not flexing all over the place, you feel like you're going to fall off, it's really important. Same with the handlebars, you want something stiff enough that when you're sprinting, it's not going to flex all over the place. But you still want it to be comfortable, you still want it to absorb the shock from the road. So yeah, the FSA gear is really good. In the brake lever you've got both obviously braking and then the gears as well. So you've got a paddle to shift down and then you just move the brake lever to shift it back up. So you don't even have to move your hands. All the gears and brakes is right at your fingertips. So you can just concentrate on where you're going. You don't really need to faff about. In the olden days, reaching down to the frame, there's none of that anymore. See? And being Shimano, so if you're out in the middle of nowhere and need a repair, Shimano is the gear that you want because everyone has the tools to fix it. So yeah, it's perfect. I use TEKTRO brakes on my winter bike and I've never had any problems with those. I haven't had any problems with these today. They've got a little barrel adjuster on them so you can really make sure your brakes are tuned at all times. Even if you have a problem with your wheel and maybe you bend it a bit, you can still get it right with the brakes by adjusting those. Yeah, I think it's a great beginner bike. Something like this, if I was a beginner again, I'd consider it definitely. If you have a more expensive bike that you want to preserve and keep in the garage over the winter, then a bike like this is perfect.